you'd better go to the grocery store to get lots of good things to eat.
I'm with you.
Do the mashed potato, do the candied yam, do the funky turkey, cause it's time to jam. If you don't wanna dance...
Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our channel, Paws On Animation, and our Thanksgiving podcast. Happy Thanksgiving!
Yes, and for this holiday, we are covering the original Garfield Thanksgiving special. Yes, he had one.
Now, you know this was a Rascal request.
Yes.
Now, this special is based on a small series of comic strips from the original Garfield comic. And it shows Jon and Garfield preparing a big Thanksgiving dinner, unlike Snoopy, for Liz before she arrives.
Right.
The problem is that Jon can't cook anything for his dinner and Garfield is on a diet.
It's going to be like a really awkward Thanksgiving.
But
before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and notifications on future podcasts and Little Paws videos.
yes, thank you for joining us today, subscribing, sharing our videos, commenting everything you do. We are so thankful for you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Can't believe we had never covered this up until now.
And also the Christmas,
Yes.
and the vacation,
Right,
and
and
the
Halloween,
Hollywood,
and Halloween.
and
yeah, Garfield has special just about everything.
hint.
Right? So this is one that I thought about much later for us to do because you remember how I watched all of these Garfield specials on DVD over and over again, renting them or buying them or seeing them rerun.
Yeah.
And didn't realize up until recently that we hadn't covered any of the actual good specials from Garfield. We've been covering all the weird adaptations, the
Movies.
the movies, the DVD movies, the live action movies, even some they have more recent that don't feel like Garfield. But these specials that they had on TV felt the most like Garfield because they stuck pretty one-to-one with the comic strips, even if it wasn't in the comic strip.
True. And it's so funny because I loved Garfield as a kid and a teen, and it was so amazing actually when you ended up loving Garfield probably more than I did. And I remember having to get you all the books, and we started taking your allowance and buying books at half price books.
Yes.
And then the movies came out for the first time,
bigger,
the live
yes.
action, the first movie, and A Tale of Two Kitties.
Yes.
And they were good.
Yes.
So we were surprised. So this special is only 24 minutes long, so it's enough time for you guys to watch and take time of your day if you have never seen it. It was made in 1989. It was actually a TV special. And it featured Lorenzo Music as the voice of Garfield,
Yes.
as usual. Before Bill Murray,
Yes.
we had Lorenzo Music. And it actually received, or was nominated for an Outstanding Animated Program at the Emmy Awards.
Really?
It's available on VHS and DVD home video. And believe it or not, on overseas DVD copies of Garfield's holiday celebrations, this special is replaced with Garfield in the Rough.
The camping one. I guess because for ones that do not celebrate Thanksgiving.
Well, it's in another
overseas.
country.
Yeah.
So, absolutely.
So yeah, they get, oh, here's the one, the camping one, they nearly get eaten by a panther. So yeah, that's fine for the holiday ones.
So created by Jim Davis, written by Jim Davis, directed by Phil Roman, and the production companies were Film Roman, United Media, and Paws Inc.
Yes.
And it aired originally on CBS.
Yes. And now this one we actually didn't see on TV in the beginning. This was actually part of, like you just listed, a holiday collection DVD.
Of 12.
Right. And then much later we were able to see the special come up on TV on a on-demand service because there came a point, just like Peanuts, where they stopped re-airing these old holiday specials for different comic strip adaptations for you to just go to streaming. So luckily for us, we had Peacock and some other services that had this special along with others, so we were able to do
I
it.
think there's like 8 of
Yes.
the 12 specials. I wish
Right.
they had all of them, but they've only got 8.
Me too. And what makes this one special for us is that majority of the Garfield, like Garfield and Friends, really went outlandish. It was slice of life, but still a surreal, like, regular show. But when it came to the specials that were based on the comics most of the time, it was just kind of making the mundane fun.
Yes.
And it was just something simple as, oh, just cook a Thanksgiving dinner. And it was just for a few people, with him and Liz and Garfield and stuff. Garfield, you
And
might as well cook a
Odie.
feast, and Odie. And then somehow, like, I don't know how he cooks for Garfield every day, even though he's never full. But then he gets to Thanksgiving dinner and he couldn't prep a turkey. He couldn't cook anything right. Oh, I'll just put it in now. And you said, but you didn't thaw it.
Yes. He put it in the tray frozen, thinking it was going to cook. And then for the vegetables, he threw them. He didn't peel them. He didn't wash them. He didn't cut them up. He threw them all in a pot with some water.
Yeah.
I said, oh, that should do it.
It's like, and Garfield said, help us all. And then, oh, put butter on skin. He rubbed it on himself. Oh gosh, my John, I don't know how you cook anything now.
So Garfield was smart enough to know, okay, we got to call the grandma. So he kept giving him hints, and he kept showing the picture, and then finally he got him to think, oh, I'll call grandma.
Yes.
And he's like, phew.
Yeah, because like, you won't be eating anything if he cooks it, or quote unquote cooks.
Now you said Garfield and Friends, you shouldn't have. Come on in, come to the
right. Yeah, especially for here too.
And it has that same vibe.
Yes.
All the specials. And the movie, the first movie and the second movie did somehow capture this vibe. The live action movies.
Yes.
Which was a very big surprise.
Yeah, definitely.
But this is just a fun special because of all the craziness. Mm-hmm. But because Jon gets his first date with Liz.
Yeah, after like 20,000
after
times.
torturing her and wearing her down and making her just say yes, and not even on principle.
He held his,
if I say yes.
Well, he held his breath until you say yes. Like, well, he might kill himself. Just go ahead and just go ahead and accept. And this had been a big running gag throughout the show and the comics. It's just Jon was one of the most desperate people you've ever seen, and he finally had her say yes. And I think this is part of the reason he really only visits the vet. I think more for that he probably just let Garfield do whatever he wants. But he has an excuse to see this woman. Mm-hmm. And the vet tells the same thing every time. Your cat is big. He needs to go on a diet. He needs to stop eating this. He needs to eat healthier. And Garfield's healthier. He's like, he needs to eat one piece of food a day because he's like the same weight as a truck. And everything inanimate makes fun of him for his weight. And keep in mind, this is a decades old special. It's all done for humor, so do not take offense to anything said in here. This was always the joke for Garfield.
And if any fat cats are listening, we apologize.
Right. Right. And with this, having this dinner is much different than what most other specials do, but they do it so well that you don't mind that they sort of took a different approach. Because for Garfield, big Thanksgiving, one of the biggest meals to have next to Christmas, and then he couldn't eat any of it. You know that upset him.
And then she gave him permission to eat for the holiday.
Yes, he was so happy.
And surprisingly, he didn't eat everything.
Right, he just kept eating Jon's food.
And the one part I did like is when he was getting ready, trying to choose clothes, and I thought of Lloyd when he was trying to dress for the beach and all the different outfits, and I'm like, okay.
Oh my God.
I started laughing, but he couldn't figure out what to wear. He had all these different looks and styles, and Garfield was like, no, to this, to that.
Yeah.
He ended up putting on something
a regular suit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yes.
But yeah, if he'd worn that other stuff, she probably would turn around and run out the door.
Right.
Odie was on his good behavior.
Yes.
And so was Garfield, actually.
You're right. For the most part, he was. And Odie can make sure that he didn't go and try to eat food out of the fridge. Yeah. Again, you give him one piece of lettuce. I think I'd be kind of pissed at you, too, for doing that. That's your diet. One piece of lettuce a day. I would be mad, too.
So, of course, there's a happy ending. And surprisingly, Liz tells him she had a great time.
Yes.
But to the food, you owe thanks to Grandma.
Yes.
And she was pulling these magic tricks, juggling acts.
Right.
To prepare the food.
Right.
And Garfield was just mesmerized.
You're right. He was just amazed. He knew it was going to be good because she was cooking it.
And she left, and I guess you couldn't let Liz know that Grandma had made it. She sneaked out the back door.
Right. Yeah, to let her think that he cooked everything. I'm just as surprised as you. So it was a really great special. It's a little in the same vein as Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, where it's a very simple, short premise, but it's so much fun you want to watch it every year.
And I think what was wrapped up in it is gratitude. One, He was thankful for Liz, not just for taking care of Garfield, but because he wanted to date her.
Yes.
And he ended up being grateful for his grandma, and so did Garfield, and so was Odie.
You're right.
Because she cooked the food. And then Liz ended up being grateful for having come.
Yes.
Because she had a good time and she had a good meal.
You're right.
And she kissed him on the jaw, so she had a great time.
Yes.
So there was lots of gratitude all the way around without saying it. It was wrapped up in the stories unfolding.
Exactly. Because you think about how it starts off, Garfield thinks it's going to be like John's going to forget about the vet because they went and got all this food to prepare. And he was like, oh, we got Thanksgiving cranberry, Thanksgiving roll, Thanksgiving cookies. It was just whatever food. Why aren't we going home? Oh, we're going to the vet. Ah! And the car almost crashes. So, yes, I do like how it ends. And it's just really one of those feel-good specials.
Yeah. They had 2 songs that stuck out for them at the time. Make Thanksgiving One Whole Meal by Lou Rawls.
Mm-hmm.
And It's a Quiet Celebration by Desiree Goyette. I hope that's
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's the correct pronunciation. And actually, there was a book adaptation which retains the original title, Garfield's Thanksgiving.
Oh, so it was reversed.
Right, and it had a little deviation from the special in several ways. Odie and the Scale are not involved in Garfield's torment.
I guess it's a stop having everyone make fun of him.
And Garfield is not on his best behavior. He does a lot of things to sabotage John as payback for not being able to enjoy the meal.
So it was a little more mean-spirited in their comic
he put dish
version.
detergent in the vegetables, pumpkin pie.
Oh my god.
And more of John's ruined Thanksgiving dinner is shown. In the end, the turkey didn't thaw, and the sabotaged vegetables are bubbling from the detergent. And John is also the one to call the grandma instead of without Garfield needing to prompt him.
Oh wow.
And at the end, there's no mention of new diets. And Odie and Garfield simply sit with their full bellies. And
Yeah, like
John
Luffy.
sees Liz to the door, and they agree to unanimously that they have grandma to thank.
Right. Oh wow. So they had a little more crap going on with Garfield. So I guess they thought, well, this is more like Garfield if he's just mean.
Had time constraints.
Yeah.
They told him, you get 24 minutes. You better make this fit in.
Right.
And they had to take out funny parts.
Right.
But it's still good.
Right. It's still good.
So if you have seen it, let us know what you think in the comments. Did you see it originally, or did you see it later as we did? And maybe recently to refresh your memory.
Right.
Very quick, the voice cast, as we mentioned, Lorenzo Music as Garfield, Thorne Hughes as John Arbuckle, Greg Berger as Odie, Julie Payne as Dr. Liz Wilson, and Pat Carroll as Grandma.
Aw, cool.
And if you haven't seen it, as we mentioned, it's available to watch on Peacock, along with a lot of other Garfield specials. It may be available on YouTube. We never checked.
Right.
It may be available on Tubi or Zumo.
It might be because they're
Pluto.
much older specials.
So you can go there, give it a try, and see can you watch them for free. Come back, tell us what you think. If not, then it's available to buy on Amazon for sure. Go ahead and check it out if you want to own them.
Right. And if you haven't already, subscribe for updates and movie videos for anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today, subscribing, sharing our videos. As always,
you are special. Thank you so much for watching Mask Entertainment.
And Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.